We're here at Jazz Live with Big Bill Morganfield. Thanks so much for being with us tonight at Jazz Live.
Oh gosh, thanks a lot for having me. You know, it means a lot that you thought enough of me to have me.
So, when was the last time that you were in San Diego?
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been to the West Coast. I want to say San Diego. It's been
Really?
It's been a long time, man. Probably 6 years now.
Really?
Yeah, five, 6 years at least.
So then, have you visited other places on the West Coast in that time period, or is it the whole West Coast? You kind of been staying east mostly.
Staying east and overseas.
Really?
In Canada.
Excellent,
yes,
excellent. So the last time we heard from you on album was in 2003, Blues in the Blood.
Yeah, it seems like it was yesterday. Man. I can't believe it was 2003.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that those songs from that disc are getting a lot of exercise with your schedule where you play them live. Is that true, or are you always bringing new stuff in to play at your shows?
Well, I get bored real fast, so I'm always trying to find new material and always looking to. It's exciting to me when I do something new, because like I said, I get bored after playing a song about 200-300 times. You know, you get somewhere, you know. But I got a lot of good original songs that I keep in the show, and all the time I'm trying to write and trying to do better songs.
Excellent. Yeah, that's a great thing about your releases is that you write a lot of your own music, and it's fantastic to not, a lot of the standards and even with your father, Muddy Waters repertoire and all, there's a lot of those tunes that have been done and done and done, and it's great to bring new blues tunes into the canon. You must feel pretty strong about that.
Oh, I do. Originally when I started being a blues musician back 11 years or so ago, I said I did not want to get caught up into just doing standards and doing what the old guys had done before me. I thought it was very important for me to make my own statement and to me to have something to contribute to the blues, so that when it's all done and all said and done, I would have left my mark too.
That's excellent. So I usually ask this at the beginning of the interview, but tell us a little bit about the people you brought in with you and are playing with tonight at Jazz Live.
Well, I got some very great musicians. Actually, we got an old guy, Neil Walkoff, who is from the San Diego area, who moved over to Atlanta. He's over here with me on piano. I have Brian Bassesi. Brian Bassesi is a Grammy-winning blues guitarist. He won a Grammy with J.B. Hutter. He did a stint with my father as his road manager for 3 years, and Brian is very, very efficient on guitar. We have a young guy, Larry Griffith, who's one of the top drummers in Atlanta. Very good vocalist. I mean, a mean backbeat. And we got Marvin Mahoney on bass with us tonight.
So is this a band that you tour with? Is this your band, or?
This is my band. Yes, this is my band, and these guys have been backing me up for a while, and really learned my music and do a very good job with it.
So we were talking about doing new tunes and bringing new tunes in, and kind of that's something that kind of makes things alive and new for your shows. What are some of the standard blues tunes that you know of that you feel like you can continuously really push and get something different on? Are there particular tunes in your repertoire that you have chosen to do?
Well, I always keep in mind. I'm very mindful of my roots and where I came from, and the legacy my father left. So I always do a couple of my dad's tunes just in honor of him. In tribute, like Manish Boy, and I do another one, Blow Wind Blow, and I try not to do too much of it, but yeah, and I do some of some of Howlin' Wolf and some of the other guys that are my heroes too. Yeah.
So if we could talk, I'd like to talk a little bit about your dad and kind of his influence on you? I know that from reading your bio, you grew up with your grandmother in Florida, I believe.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah.
And did you have any contact with your father during that time?
Yeah. We spoke on the phone, and when he would come and play around that area, he would come by the house. That's basically the contact that we had at that younger age.
Mm-hmm. And then at 10, you became. Did you start spending more time with him?
Well, it's a little more time with him, but never the kind of time that I wanted to spend with him. If you think about a father-son relationship, traditional father-son relationship, I wouldn't say that our relationship fell into that category. Pop was on the road a lot. I like to think that he made a sacrifice from being on the road, for becoming such a famous musician, for being such a high person in demand. You sacrifice a little bit of your family life there.
Did you when you were growing up, did you feel that way, that he was making a sacrifice, or when was it that he became important, like how other people see your father? When did you have some realization that other people thought that?
Well, all my life I've been told, people tell your daddy is muddy waters. I never really thought anything of it. I always just thought, it's my dad, and I don't care if his name was whatever his name was, he's my dad. And it was later, as I got older and as I got a better understanding of music and the roots of music, that I started realizing the impact that my father had on music in general. Not just music in the United States, but in England and in a lot of different other places.
For those of us who love the blues but aren't steeped in it like yourself, and I'm sure there's others that know the stories, but just from your personal viewpoint as a musician, what do you think some of the things that your father, Muddy Waters, what did he change about music when he was doing it? What were some of his major impacts, just from your standpoint?
Well, that's a tough one there. I can't tell you the impact that he's had on it, but I just know, for example, the Rolling Stones, when they started out, they were doing all Muddy Waters tunes. Eric Clapton, all those British guys, that's what they did. Even Elvis, Elvis, he listened down in Memphis to those old blues guys, and if you listen to some of the stuff, it was some of the old blues cats. So as far as that, I would say I don't really know the actual impact but it was huge. Right.
Well, you didn't take up the guitar, right away. You actually, I believe, played in bands before you started playing blues guitar. But were you playing another instrument, or?
Yeah, I actually started playing French horn. I was in a high school band. I played French horn, and I like to think that I got my rudiments together. Got the basics of the music together then, and wasn't really interested in playing blues. Blues was the furthest thing from my mind. Being in a different generation, I liked the Jackson 5 and
there was some good soul,
Marvin Gaye, all that soul stuff.
There's a lot of good soul music with horns too.
A lot of good soul music, and I was into that movement. And blues was okay, but it was something that if my daddy hadn't participated in it, I don't think I would have even paid it much attention. Right.
And so you did that. So then, what was the thing? Was it your father's actual passing, or what was it that made you then kind of take up the guitar and the life of a bluesman?
Well, it was actually my father's passing. About a year after he passed, I don't know. I felt a certain emptiness, and I felt a certain I don't know what you would call it, but the blues came calling my name, and
that's a good name for it, the blues.
Yeah, and I bought myself a guitar, and I attempted to try to learn how to play some blues music, and it took a while to get it together. It was a long journey, but I don't know. It really opened my eyes as far as the footsteps that my father had taken, and to understand, it gave me a deeper understanding of the life that he led and why certain things were the way they were.
Are there certain characteristics of him that you think are in you? You know, that you're kind of repeating some of those, walking in his steps, but kind of in the same way.
Well, I like to think that, I don't know, Pop was a thoroughbred. I mean, he was a tough guy, and off the court, he was a tough guy. And I like to think that that I have some of those qualities. I have that go get 'em kind of spirit. Pop had the same kind of spirit. He of course, he came from a plantation, son of a sharecropper, and he pulled himself out of the Mississippi Delta, went to Chicago, and went about doing something with his life.
Right.
And I like to think that I got that kind of spirit, that go get 'em kind of spirit.
But it seems like determination too, because from what I read, you spent quite a bit of time woodshedding.
Yeah, that's because I was slow. And, my dad used to always say you got two different kind of guitar players. One it came pretty easy to him, and one that came one stroke at a time, one nail, bang, one nail at a time. And that's me, that one nail at a time.
I always tell people I have to do something over and over and over again to get it and feel comfortable doing it. Sounds sort of similar.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, you were talking about a new disc that you guys are working on, or that you're working through the tunes. Tell us kind of about that, and maybe if we're going to be hearing some of the tunes that you're working on for that tonight at Jazz Live.
We're going to play a few tunes that I have coming. I have planned to put on my next record, but I'm very excited that I have Bob teaming back up with Bob McGolan. Bob produced my very first record that really put me on the map. Won the WC Handy Award for me, and I'm really happy about getting back with him, getting a chance to, because we seem to work a little magic together when we're together. For some reason, I guess the love. Bob has an extreme love for my father as well as myself, and we always say we do it for money, and we get in there and we come and things get pretty special.
And Bob was a guitarist with your father, right?
That's right. He was the guitarist with my father for a lot of years.
He probably brings some real depth to yourself and what you're doing. What kind of things does he bring in, to work with?
Well, he brings the spirit of the music that my daddy carried around. And even it's a certain spirit in that music, as in there's a certain spirit in any kind of music, but there's a certain spirit in Chicago blues, and Bob is very good at capturing that spirit.
Excellent. So you're working on some music, and is it next year that we're probably going to see this disc
next year,
out?
Hopefully
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Excellent.
Hopefully we'll be having. It's been a while since 2003 since I put out anything, and I'm really excited to show my growth and show the things how I've grown as a musician in that period of time.
So how do you share information about what you're working on, or where you're going to be with people who enjoy your music, your fans?
Good question. Yeah, I have a website, bigbillmorganfield.com. If you're interested in what am I doing, just hit my website, and it has the events, the dates that I'll be playing on it.
Excellent. One more Muddy Waters question. So did you call him Muddy, or did you call him McKinley?
I called him Daddy.
Called him Daddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you so much for hanging with us tonight and coming to Jazz Live. It's great to meet you, and best of luck in everything you do going forward and all your endeavors.
Well, thank you very, very much for having me again. And in the spirit of my father, I want to just say, we're going to have a really good show tonight.
Excellent.
Great. Bill,
Excellent.
Can I get a few
Very nice.
IDs from you? This is Big Bill Morganfield you're listening to? Yeah. Thanks.
That kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff.
Well, you gotta tell me what it is.
No, I wrote it out for you.
Good. That makes it
That's
easy.
how we do it.
I don't have to think.
Yeah. We're going to have you do a couple of them just because it's our blues guy. I don't know if anyone told you, but our blues host is celebrating his anniversary tonight. He's been doing 24 years.
Okay.
So I have you read 3 different ones.
Okay.
Let's just get this first one first.
And if you want to do them into the camera, we can even get them video too.
Yeah.
So we'd have a video spot.
There you go.
Ready?
Whenever you're ready.
This is Big Bill Morganfield, and you're listening to Jazz 88.3, because great music matters.